To that, I got a cheat code.
Yeah.
I stand in front of this phone, and it just started by itself. I stand
Really?
in front of this phone. You see, it's rolling now, right?
Yeah.
Just that natural. I stand in front of this phone. I start talking, and voila, we gonna make magic work. Just that simple.
That's so dope.
So, lately, right, with real estate.
Yes.
What's going on with the real estate? It's people out there that I've been talking to, or the videos that I've been making. It's people out there that's like, yo, I want to get into I want to get into my first home. How do they do that?
Listen, first of all, I wrote a song about it because they say if you want, to teach a black person something or hide it from them, put it in a book. But we most likely will listen to it, right? So I'm putting it in music form. And the lyrics are so powerful, they say, you know what, most of the time they'll just listen to the music and don't pay the lyrics no attention.
Right.
But in the song, it says, do you know you can buy a house with a 580 score? Do you know you don't have to be a slave to your landlord no more? He won't fix your sink. He won't fix your dryer. You can't have no pets. The devil is a lie. So when people are talking about buying a house, they're like, oh, I got to get my credit right. You can literally buy a house with a score as low as 580. And what I'm finding out, Hassan, is there's a lot of people who may not have the credit up in the 6s and the 7s, but they got cash on hand. There's still those people that have the cash in their safes at home, underneath their mattresses. Guys, there's so many programs out here now. They're going to work with you, but you got to be proactive and seek out the information. And that's why we up here today really is to give them information. The people perish because of a lack of knowledge. When you know better, you can do better. And now it's time out for just burying your head in the sand, blaming this one, blaming that one, blaming the white man, blaming the Chinese. Stop blaming everybody and take responsibility for yourself. You're the only one that's holding you back because we're out here. There's people like me that want to see you win as well.
What I try to tell people, what do you have to say to the people that's always in the club every weekend and always going shopping? Well, do you think they ever going to get a house?
Listen, you got to get your priorities in order, right? I mean, what are you gaining by being in the club every week? Besides some temporary satisfaction. That's really what it is instant gratification. We're not thinking legacy. We're thinking todayacy. How I'm going to do this today. What I'm doing tomorrow. We don't have a lot of foresight, insight. You know, we got to get out of, today, me, my four, and no more. Think about your children and your children's children that are coming up behind you. What do you want to leave them? It's time out for just leaving them the big screen TV, all right, and a couple of motorcycles in the garage. What are they going to do with that? Leave them an appreciable asset. And, not for nothing. I was looking at the stats the other day. It says right now, black people, home ownership is only at 45.6%. That means less than half of us own our own homes, but we look good.
You know what? With people from New York, a lot of us grew up in the projects and tenement buildings. So when people from out of town watch my videos, they don't really understand how I be trying to push getting back the land that was taken from us. That land, getting that land back. They think that I just be talking, and they don't understand when I be flipping out on these rappers. Y'all selling the hood to the hood. No. Yeah. Invite them to paradise. I don't want to die to get paradise. When you got people on this earth living their best life.
Facts.
And then they die and they rest in peace. And then they go to heaven. I don't want to live in hell. I don't want to step over crack vials. I don't want to see nobody making drug transactions in my hallway.
Right. I
don't want to hear the gunshots in front of the building. Not because you enjoying your brand new gun and you got target practice in your yard. Because you got whites and blacks that, they shoot outside their house and it's fun. When you hear the shots outside of our house, somebody laying on the floor. Or they just got missed. And somebody else coming back to retaliate. We don't have to live like animals.
No, we don't. No, we don't. But you said the operative word there. You said what you don't want. Most people don't get what they want because they don't know what they want. Right? They think they're just subject to whatever life throws their way. The game changer for me, Hassan, was when I made a conscious decision that there's got to be more than what my present condition was. I looked around. I had just finished preaching at this outdoor revival, and I said, you know what? There's got to be more than this. Yeah, we have proverbial church, and let me say this. I come from church, so I can speak to it. I think the church has done us a great disservice by selling us a pie in the sky, meaning just go to work, just come to church every week. And when you die, then you're going to get everything. Guess what? God put us on this earth to be creators. When? Now. Matter of fact, part of the Lord's prayer was, listen, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. When? On earth, even as it is in heaven. You don't have to wait till you die to get your stuff. And what I'm trying to do is help transfer the stuff to the people, right? But you got to want it. And you got to believe it's possible. And you got to believe it's possible for you and not just the guy down the street, not just the lady at your job. You got to believe in yourself and your ability to get out there and get it, because you got your own inheritance to go get.
Words of spells. I told this to a young lady I was talking to recently, right? And I was trying to make her understand that stop settling for less. Oh, I just want to get the Section 8. No, you don't want Section 8. You want a house. Speak that house into existence in your life. I remember sitting in the jail cell. I was in North Facility. And I was sitting up there saying, I prayed to God and I asked him, I want a wife.
Yeah.
I want a dog. I want a white picket fence. It didn't come overnight. But your mind is powerful.
Absolutely.
And you will things into existence.
Yes, you can.
When you ask God for it, it ain't going to come right then and there. But it'll come. But when you sit up there and you let somebody tell you that you can't, you won't, and don't, and then you sit up there and you allow their doubt to overshadow you, you'll never get to where you want to go.
Facts, bro. Let me tell you something else. It's mindset. What you're talking about is the mindset of the people. Henry Ford said this. Now, Henry Ford only had a 4th grade education. All right? And he said, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. Either way, you're going to be right. It's about what you want. You got to have clear, concise goals for your life. And stop leaving it up to chance, rolling the dice every day you wake up, hoping. Hope is not a strategy. All right? You got to get a plan in action. It all starts with the 3 Ds. I always say this, bro. First, you got to define what it is that you want. Then you got to decide, I'm going to go get it no matter what. A lot of you out there, y'all are hustlers, okay? You listen, you had to come up hard, some of you. You had to raise yourselves and your other siblings. You know what it is to hustle, to get it done. You understand? So why not put in that same work for yourself? Why not put in that same effort for your future and for those who are coming up behind you? What I'm talking about today is not just about you. And see, when we get out of the me business and get into the we business, then we all can go up. That's really what I'm trying to tell them.
Right.
So listen, the choice really is up to you. The choice is yours. Home ownership is still the #1 way to create wealth in this country. All right? Then you can get into the mutual funds. Then you can get into, some of the other things, the investment pieces that can help take you up. But you need to own where you live. Buy the block. That was my message last year.
Buy the block.
Buy the block.
Buy the block.
Can I tell you something else, fella? Real quick.
No, hold up. What you just said,
yes.
Right? There's a sister, I think her name is Queen of Harlem. Shout out to her. She's in the real estate.
Nice.
She's so inspiring when I see her on Instagram. And it's like, I made a video. I was doing a live talking about buying the block. Donald Trump. Y'all know how much money y'all stole in PPP. Y'all know what y'all stole in PPP. Y'all took that money and bought some of the flyest cars, pulled up in the hood in front of the bodega, and while y'all was sitting up there stunting, I be stunting like my daddy. While you was out there stunting, you seen that little Jewish white man walk right past you.
Say it.
Went up in the lobby.
Yeah.
Peeked out the hallways, and he bought the block.
Say it, bro.
He bought the block while y'all was sitting out there stunting. Invest in the where you live. See, here's the thing, right? In the hood, we could turn the hood into mansions.
Sure enough.
You can have rooftop parties. You can have apartments in the projects where you got restaurants. You can make where you live at worth something. Or you can let it fall to shit and piss until that man, the colonizer, Christopher Columbus, he gonna come in. He gonna look around and see the value in what you don't see value in. Then he's gonna upgrade it and push you out. Now you looking crazy in the face because the same place that you didn't value, somebody else value.
There it is, bro. Wow, that's fact. Now, you talked about the Jewish man. God bless the Jews, all right? Listen, whatever.
I love them.
Right? So smart. But here's the thing. Miami, people don't know the history of Miami. We just came back from Miami, right? The history of Miami is this. They wouldn't let the Jews move into Miami. So the Jews says they wouldn't let us move in, so we bought it. What? You wouldn't let me move in, so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy it. One of the best testimonials I got right now in Milford, Connecticut, the landlord wouldn't fix the roof, wouldn't fix the toilet, wouldn't fix this, wouldn't fix that. So the man stopped paying, the renter stopped paying. He felt like he was being discriminated against. So they called me because they know I'm a voice for the people. They said, Jameka, help us out. Let me tell you something. When the landlord won't fix it, buy it. Come on, somebody. We took it. We took it for under market value because the guy was going into foreclosure. So what am I saying? I'm backing up what he's talking about. Buy the block, you all. There's value. Listen, we as a people, $4 trillion black people spend in the marketplace as consumers. So when are you going to move from consumer mindset to producer mindset? You can be the one that goes from renting to now you're the Lord who is a fair landlord to those who need to come into your places to live. Provide value to the marketplace. And I promise you, money won't ever be a problem for you. But you got to get your mind right.
What's the first steps they need to take to be on the path of the road to get in the house?
First of all, just inquire, right? Call up a professional. Call a realtor, somebody that you trust in your area, all right? And say, hey, I want to get pre-qualified. I need to see where I am. You can't get where you're going until you first know where you're at, all right? So see where you are. And then that mortgage professional will say, hey, I'm pulling up your credit report. Okay, I see a Macy's card. All right, I see some consumer finance over there. This is what you need to do. Boom, 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 if the credit isn't there. But I'm telling you all right now, it's not as bad as you think it is. You know, you think you're supposed to come in with 20%? FHA, still one of the greatest programs out there. All you need is 3.5%. And what you got to do is get creative. I got another couple came to me, Hassan, and they said, we want to buy a house. I said, okay, great. They got pit bulls, and the landlord don't want them to have them. So they got to move. Guess what happened? They had a male and a female. They go to work. The dogs are breeding at the house. So now they got 7 puppies at the house. You know what I told them? Because they ain't have enough for the down payment. We located a house, and they wanted it. The credit was good. We was ready to roll. But they ain't have enough money to put down. I said, get creative, guys. You got 7 puppies. Sell them. They're purebred. Come on. What's in your house? Some of you got gifts and talents that you could begin to sell to get your down payment up. All you need in some cases $3,000 or $5,000. And they got debt payment assistance programs that'll help you. And they said, well, we can't sell them. See how people make excuses? We can't sell them right now because they got to be weaned for 8 weeks. You know what? My ingenuity kicked in and says, take deposits. What? You get $500 per puppy as a deposit to say when he gets ready, I'll give it to you upon delivery. Guys, that's $3,500. So look around, get creative, and use your mind. Your mind is a powerful tool. You already said it. What you think about, you'll bring about. But you got to quiet yourself down. Right now, you're too busy doing nothing, too busy being busy, and you're not getting stuff done.
Now, I don't know. And this is a good question I got to ask you.
Sure.
I don't know if you heard about what was going on with the radio station with DJ Envy and the scamming. How
Yes.
do you avoid? How do you avoid? And how could you see through the Ponzi schemes, the dudes that, because the worst thing in the world, right, is for you to set on track and you actually saved your life savings, and then you got some old raggedy dude. And the crazy part about it is DJ Envy is somebody that people love.
Yes.
So now he's giving his word. That's like me giving people like, yo, this girl right here,
Yeah.
she gonna get you into your first crib.
Yes.
And then she runs off with your money. How do we avoid that?
Bro, it's one of those things. I would say, first of all, beware of, these REITs. They're called REITs, real estate investment trust. Oh, let's all pool our money together. First thing you want to look at, guys, look at the history of the thing. They have paid spokespeople. Why do you think they go out and get celebrities for endorsements? To give their product credibility. But you have to do your homework on these folks. The reason why I know about this story is because my conference coming up in January, the girl who's putting it on said, oh, we should get DJ Envy to come. So I didn't take her word. I went and Googled. Come on, somebody. I did what? Research. I said, sis, we need to rethink this. We can't have somebody coming in talking about stuff and they got, some suits against them. And you guys have to do the same thing. Don't take everybody. Listen, God gave us 5 senses. Use them all, right? Do your homework. When it comes down to your money, your hard-earned money, stop just tricking it off. And this goes everywhere. Stop going to the strip club, getting rid of your dollars, right? Stop eating it up everywhere. Get a plan, get a strategy. But more important, get informed. Do your homework on these things, okay? And that right there is a tragedy. And unfortunately, that's the reason why black people don't do business with black people. And I'm trying to change that paradigm. But it has to happen one client at a time. All you can do is just prove yourself to be trustworthy. That's all you can do. I can't speak for what happened with him. I don't know. I pray he comes out all right. But what I try to do is keep Jameka A. Morris and Jeffrey Diamond Realty Partners' name clean as I possibly can by doing the right thing for people. And Zig Ziglar said this, one of the greatest trainers in the world. He said, when you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want.
I guess the best next thing, too, is when you exchange your money with these creeps, have it in black and white.
Oh, yeah.
Because that black and white is going to save you in that courtroom.
Facts.
Your word of mouth ain't worth nothing in that courtroom.
It's true. Ink. I think in mink. When you see my ads come out, I'm always thinking high thoughts. And this is what I've been putting together. I think in mink, which means high thoughts, but I also, contracts equals ink. You understand? Nothing is real until it's in writing. And you need to make sure everything is spelled out for you. I've made many mistakes in business, okay? I've been in real estate 5 years, 2 as a broker. My first year as a broker, 2 months into it, I thought I had a business partner. I thought this nice Caucasian lady who had been in the business 40 years, and I can speak about it now because the litigation's over. I thought she had my back, I thought she was going to take me under her wing and teach me game. You know what she did? She ran game on me. Then turned around and sued me. So, when I tell you, I know a thing about her too, about being too trusting. And my gut was telling me, don't do it. I took it to my lawyers, but I didn't follow his advice. You see what I mean? Because I try to keep my word. I told her, I'm a loyalist. I'm in there with you, sis. And little did I know this lady had lawsuits on her from years ago. She was doing shady dealing. So what am I saying? Guys, read the fine print. And then any contract you go into, have a 30-day no-look period. A 30-day period where you can look at all the books, look at all the accounting, look at all the receipts. Because people lie, numbers don't.
Right.
Facts.
Anything you put your mind to, you can achieve it. That's all we saying, man. There's more to life than the hood. Stop letting these celebrities sell you the hood when they living in paradise. They come out there on the block, 20 deep, pop some bottles, and in the back of their mind, it's like the other night I was standing out there, chilling with my boy for his birthday, and I look across the street and just see how the police is looking at us like vultures, and it's so much of an uncomfortable feeling where we shouldn't have to live like that. We are POWs, prisoners of war in the ghetto with nobody smiling.
Facts. And listen, my thing is, guys, I heard a preacher say one time, the best thing to do for the poor is don't be one of them.
Ooh.
I'll say it again. The best thing you can do for the poor is don't be one of them. You all have an inheritance. You all got your own 40 acres and a mule that have nothing to do with anybody handing it to you. You all have a level of go-get-itness that's been embedded in you. Your God-given abilities to get it done. And I'm telling you, as sure as I'm standing here, all right, that now is the time. The future is now. The subconscious mind doesn't even talk about when you say, I will do something. This is why you're not manifesting. It's because you're always putting it in the future. Oh, what, when I get this, when I have that, when I marry him, when I marry her. No, the future is now. Okay? Today, when you hear my voice, harden not your heart. Go for it.
People got mad at me, right? I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep rubbing it in. Christopher Columbus didn't put in an application for a job. He went out and traveled the world and conquered it, and he brought it back to Europe.
Yeah.
He brought it back to France and Italy and all them other places. He brought this. How that song go? This land is my land. This land. No, he took your land, and now your workers on his land. You can do anything that you put your mind to it. When he went out that boat, who would think that he would own America? Huh? If you could think it, you could see it, you could achieve it. It is what it is. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And this is just part one of this video.